What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video your girl is here to bring you a declutter. I took the time to declutter all of my foundations, my concealers, my eyeshadow primers, my powders, and my setting sprays. So this has basically all of my basic base products in this declutter. I think I did a good job for me, but I also am not trying to be wasteful. I'm decluttering things that I don't like or I don't think I'm going to reach for, so that other people can have the opportunity to use them. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to get too long into this. If you're interested in seeing this declutter, let's roll this film. Alrighty guys, so my tripod seems to have somehow broke, so I'm hanging on a prayer. I got cardboard finessing it to keep it up, but these are all of my base products, and I just feel as though I need to declutter some of this stuff. I am going to do kind of the Marie Kondo kind of effect where I take everything out, put it all down, and see if it makes me happy, makes me not, and I'm just going to declutter. And we're just going to do it like that. Okay, I realized I was missing some products, so I just went and got everything. So this should be all of my primers, all of my setting sprays, all of my foundations, all of my concealers, and all of my powders. So I'm just gonna reach up for a product and we're just gonna discuss it and we're gonna go from there. So this is the MAC Skin Base Vice. This is a sample, as you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this, not because I've tried it, but because this is a perfect thing for me to travel with. It's really small and I do tend to travel at least twice a year normally, so this could be something that I easily finish up within like 2 trips or even just 1, depending on how many days I'm on that trip. Next, I have my only brow pomade, and this is from Chrisana and Cosmetics. For me, this is in medium brown. This is a good pomade, but then again, I've only ever tried this pomade, so who am I to know? I like it, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it because this is my only brow pomade. Let's try something else. Okay, this is the KVD Lock-It Concealer in the shade D33 Warm. My best friend actually gave this to me because it did not work for her. I think this is a good concealer. I haven't used it like a significant amount of time, but I've tried it enough that I like it, so I am gonna go ahead and keep this. Beauty Bakery setting spray. I quite literally just got this setting spray. Okay, sorry, you guys are gonna have to see my jeans because I need to get closer and to my bed. Okay, there we go. So this is the Beauty Bakery setting spray. I think this is okay setting spray. It's nothing great, nothing revolutionary, but I am just gonna go ahead and keep this in my collection. This is my Shade and Light palette from KVD Beauty, and I only have 1 shade, and even with that shade I barely have any product left, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this up this year, hopefully even this month, and then this will be another product that gets taken out of my collection. Well, it would have been a product. I still haven't dropped anything yet. Let's see. Okay, this is the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. I bought this because I was interested, but I think got this in a set. I have no business having this in my collection. I'm gonna stop pretending. I'm gonna declutter this. I have a sorority sister who doesn't have enough, she doesn't have the disposable income that I do currently, and I love her to death, and she has more normal to dry skin, so this will be something nice and it'll be a luxury item for her. So I'm actually gonna just go ahead and ship this to her. And she doesn't really watch my videos, so hopefully she won't know before I send it to her. What's next? Okay, this is my MAC Paint Pot and Groundwork. I've been using this lately just to help cut my eyes and all that jazz. I think this is a decent concealer, primer, whatever. So I am just gonna go ahead and keep this. I don't have any qualms with it at all. This is, oh, I forgot my real brow. This is a Brow Gal powder by Tanya Crooks. I got this, I think I bought like a box for some reason, and this was in the box. Otherwise I would have never had this. I only use this one shade and this other shade. I don't use this middle shade at all. I did hit pan in this darker shade. I think I'm actually just gonna go ahead and declutter this. I will probably honestly just throw it away unless a sorority sister or a friend just really needs a brow powder, because I don't really want to sell something like this. Okie dokie. This is a primer. I got sent this a while ago, and I'm not the biggest fan of this primer. I feel like it's just a wee bit too sticky. I feel as though, if I'm being honest, this is as sticky as my NYX glitter glue, and I just prefer this, and I've gotten more use out of it clearly. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my NYX glitter glue, and I'm going to go ahead and just declutter, give this away to somebody else. Okay, this was one of my holy grail primers. I don't use primer necessarily because it helps to reduce my oil. I use it because it feels good and I like it as a barrier. So I am going to go ahead and keep this. This was a backup, and I just have not had the reason to open it yet. Foundation. So this is my Haley's Reset liquid foundation. I have this in the shade 7.25. Yep, neutral. I love this foundation. This is going nowhere. This is my Revolution Conceal and Define in F14. I think this is an okay foundation. I don't really love it. I don't really hate it. So I think I'm going to put this in the maybe pile and see if I still want to keep this, depending on what I keep and what I get rid of. This is the Full Spectrum CoverGirl Matte Ambition Foundation in the shade Deep Neutral 2. I think this is okay foundation, but I did a video early this year telling you guys that I feel like there is basically no difference between this Full Spectrum foundation and the CoverGirl Healthy Vitalist foundation. I actually have already gone through a full one of these, and this is my first one. So I think what I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna go ahead and just keep the CoverGirl and declutter the Full Spectrum. I have a couple of sorority sisters that are about my complexion, and I'll see if they want this. Alright, I am gonna go ahead and keep these two babies. These are both in a project pan actually, and I am almost done. I have like maybe 1 or 2 uses left of my Fenty, and my Becca Skin. I actually just really like the formula. It doesn't last long on my like my combination skin, but I still just like the formula. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep both of these. My MAC Fix Matte Foundation Setting Spray. I hate this spigot. I hate it so much. I'm currently keeping this because I like the actual formula of the thing inside, and I'm betting that when I finish this I will use the empty container and put this in the empty container. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep both of these, but if you're wondering how I feel about this Ofra setting spray, I think it is okay. It's nothing to really write home about. So yeah, honestly I wouldn't be heartbroken if like I downed this in the sink and only used my MAC Fix Plus, because this is the one I really enjoy. This one I'm just trying to use up. Yeah. Alrighty, so this is the One Heck of a Blot primer. I've only tried this about twice, but the 2 times that I tried it, it really did a good job at actually holding my skin's oils. So I actually think I'm gonna go ahead and keep this baby. And on that note, I also have another primer that is actually in a current project pan, and I am almost done with her. I have, I would say, maybe about less than 10 uses left in this product. So this is another product I'm just gonna go ahead and keep. A foundation I'm gonna declutter. I was gonna force myself to actually put both of these in a project pan, but I don't like them. I'm gonna stop forcing myself to use things I don't like. This is the Bare Minerals Matte Foundation in Deepest Deep 30. I've never used this. It's gone. This is my Hue Noir Matte Hue Flawless Foundation. This is extremely matte. I don't like that. I like more of a satin skin-like finish. So I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter. What? Hold on, this is definitely decluttered. I'm wondering if I should keep this because this will be my only true matte foundation. Everything else is a satin. Okay, this is going in the maybe pile. Okay, let's try some of these powders. Okay, so I have two mini powders that are still in my collection. This one is the Laura Mercier in Translucent, and this one is the Fenty Ink Powder and No Cashew. Wow, I'm struggling. I love this powder. I want to finish this, and I will probably honestly get a full size. I love how this really just melts into my skin, and it's like the perfect under eye setting powder to me. So I really enjoy this powder. Will be keeping this. As for my Laura Mercier Translucent, do I need to keep this? No. Would I hate to keep this? No. So this is going in the maybe pile. Okay, let's just go into a concealer. So this concealer is my Wet n Wild Photo Finish Concealer. I think it's in like Deep or something like that. I don't really know. Dark Cocoa. This is kind of my I need a concealer, let me just pick up a concealer kind of thing. I don't really love this concealer. I actually hate how little of the actual formula is picked up on the wand. I hate that with a vengeance. So you know what? I have 3 other concealers. I can give them love. We're gonna go ahead and declutter this. Okay. Okay, I have I have my lash adhesive. Y'all know I don't really use lashes, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep this just in case I want to get better at using them. I also have my brow gel. I only keep pretty much 1 brow gel in my collection. This is from Yuma Beauty, so I am gonna go ahead and keep this. All right, let's see. This is my Lime Crime Freckle Pen. I have this in their darkest shade. It looked trash when I bought it, when I tried to wear it. I'm gonna see if my best friend wants it. She's significantly lighter than me. If not, maybe sorority sister that's lighter than me, but a lot of the ones that I'm close to are near my complexion. So this is gonna go decluttered. And that sucks because I literally just got that product too. Okay, the last 2 eyeshadow primers that I have are from Makeup by Yolanda and Nomad Cosmetics. Both of these primers I enjoy thoroughly. I like the variety that I have in my primers, so I am going to keep both of these. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Some more powders I know I'm going to keep. I am definitely going to keep my Peach Perfect from Too Faced, and I'm definitely keeping my Milk Makeup. This is my only My Skin loose powder that I have, and I like to have one My Skin loose powder, so I love this one. And this one is just a really nice all over setting spray or setting powder, so I'm keeping that definitely. The next 2 that I want to talk about are unique in their shades, and I enjoy them because of that. This is the Becca in Pink Haze, and this is the Essence in Peach. I'm going to be keeping both of these. I like the variety and shades, and these are really good with under eye setting powder, in my opinion. Okay. Dior is going nowhere. Same with Smashbox. Neither of these are going anywhere. I love them both. My Dior is in 6N and my Smashbox is in 4.3. Both of these I love to death, and they both give me like a skinish finish. I love my Fenty. This is my 440 shade, so this is actually my skin tone shade, so I'm definitely keeping that one. This I actually got sent through an influencer ad situation, and this was my perfect skin tone shade at that time, and I believe this was actually a matte finish because I could tell it what finish I wanted and all that jazz. I honestly don't even remember, but because this was exclusively like mixed for me, I'm gonna go ahead and keep this because I do remember actually enjoying it and getting a lot of use out of it. But at this time when I brought this in my collection, I was buying so many new foundations that like, yeah. Okay, let's just go ahead and finish up with the foundations. We're going to finish up with the foundations, and we're just going to kind of group everything together. Out of these 4 foundations, the 2 that I like the least are these 2. So this one, it just is one of those kind of meh foundations. And this one, it just is, I feel like it's a little too much coverage for me. This is a full coverage situation. It's supposed to be kind of like a watery finish, breathable and all that, but like, to me, these are just, they're not my cup of tea. I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these two. I'm definitely not decluttering more in this way. That's a fact. And I really just enjoy the Tarte face tape. It's not necessarily that it lasts long, it's not necessarily the finish. I just enjoy when I apply this on my skin, what my skin looks like. So I am gonna keep this. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and just declutter these two too. I probably only tested this out and used it a couple more times after that, and I know I've only used this like twice. So somebody will get some pretty full new foundations. As for these concealers, so this is like synonymous with my summer skin tone, so this will be a good concealer during the summer if I want to use it, but also this could be a good liquid bronzer during the like rest of the year. So I am actually going to go ahead and keep this. As for these two, I love my, oh, and this is in the shade 6, by the way. So as for these two, my Urban Decay Naked Skin, I love this. I always have at least one in my collection, and it's in the shade, I never remember the shade. It's in Dark Warm. I love this concealer, so this is definitely staying. It's not going anywhere. And as for this Better Skin, this is the lightest concealer that I have, and I believe, now that I think about it, these are the concealers that I have right now. These are the three that I'm keeping, and then it's this one. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and keep all of them because this is the lightest and it'll even it out. So like, let's say I get through these two, I can mix these two during the rest of the year to get a good under eye concealer brightening shade. So I am just gonna go ahead and keep all 4 of these concealers. Alrighty, now all that's left are these powders. I enjoy this Sephora Micro Smooth blah blah blah. I've been using this for the week and a half that I actually lost my Shade and Light palette to set my whole base. So I definitely am going to go ahead and keep this. This is my Fenty Beauty. We're just gonna ignore that. Ignore it. This is my Fenty Beauty powder. As you can see, I have Mad Pan, so I do want to go ahead and finish her up. This is a really good powder, so I want to keep it to finish her. These next 3, I don't feel particularly attached to any of them. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep the One Heck of a Blot. I think this is a nice powder. I just haven't given it enough of a chance, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and just declutter the other 2. So this one I purchased thinking that it was going to be a face or a bronzer, and it's not dark enough to be a bronzer. And this one I heard a lot of rave reviews about, and I actually depotted it because at one point I was really big into depotting, and then I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to depot it. I just put it in a random compact, and I'm still not reaching for it. So this is definitely going to go in the trash, because yeah, it's just going in the trash because I don't even know what powder that is. This Bare Minerals one, I don't know. Let me see, how many pressed powders do I have? So I would have 3 pressed powders in the very near future. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep this for the sheer fact that I will have 2 skin toned pressed powders, and then I would have 2 non-skin tone pressed powders. So I think this is a good kind of collection on that. And yeah, this also gives a lot more coverage than this Sephora one. So if I need more coverage for whatever reason, I can just go ahead and reach into this one. Alrighty, so with that being accomplished, these are the 3 products that I put in my maybe pile. I have this Laura Mercier translucent powder. I have the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation and the Hue Noir foundation. How many foundations am I keeping? Is that right? 3, 6, Okay. Okay, so I've always said that I wanted to get my foundations down to 10 foundations max. I have literally decided to keep 9 foundations, so I am going to pick between the two, and the one that would be more unique and add a different variety to my collection is going to be the Hue Noir. This is going to be the more matte of the two, so I am going to declutter and ultimately throw this one away, and I am going to keep the Hue Noir foundation. As for this powder, I think I'm just going to go ahead and keep this, not necessarily because I am loving the actual powder, but because I like the compact. I like how small it is, and I can always refill this with a different one of my bigger powders when I do ultimately finish this, whenever I can travel again. So that is that. So let me kind of get our numbers so I can tell you guys what I'm gonna have left. So I am decluttering all of these products. 1, 2, 3. Here, we're gonna do it this way because I'm clearly failing. Okay. So the items up top are all just going to be thrown away. These 4 items, I will see if somebody wants them that I know, and I can just ship it to them. And these 2 items, I have particular people in mind that I intend to ship it to. So I will be decluttering overall 11 items. Okay, so overall, I'm going to be keeping all of these items. I'm going to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why is it 11 foundations now? See, no. Well, it's fine. I have 11 foundations, but this one is almost up, and I intend to finish this one very, very soon. So I will eventually have less than 10 foundations in my collection. 4 concealers. I'm going to have 4 eyeshadow bases. I have 4 primers, I'm sorry, 1 lash adhesive, 1 brow powder, 4 pressed powders, 6 loose powders, 1 powder palette, and 3 setting sprays. If you're wondering, I do have not only this brow pomade, but I also have my NYX brow palette that I'll just get it, hold on. So I forgot that not only did I have my NYX brow powder palette in my drawer of kind of everyday makeup, I also had my Coty Airspun powder as well. So this is another loose powder that I will be keeping. So overall, do I want to keep this? I low-key hate this powder. Like, it's a good powder, but it's just low-key like, meh. I'm throwing this away. It's done. Yep. So this is all the products that I'm keeping. Let me count them up really quickly. Okay, I think I counted right this time, and it's 41 items, but 41 items I'm keeping, and about 11 that I'm decluttering. No, 12 that I'm decluttering. Not the biggest declutter, but if you look at it, the amount of products that I have in each collection, it's proportionate, and it all makes sense. Preferably by the end of this year, I will have an even smaller collection in this. Like I said, I have 2 foundations that are on their last leg. I go through concealers pretty quickly, so those will be gone. This primer is almost done. I'm hoping to have this setting spray finished, and I can replace my Max Fix setting spray with the other one. My Shade and Light palette, I will be finishing that pretty soon. Same with even this brow palette. I'm really digging into that. So a lot of these things I'm hoping to finish very, very soon, and when I do, I'll have an even smaller collection here. So let me just put them in their little tray, and I'll show you guys what the finished product looks like. Alrighty guys, so this is a lot cleaner. I like how less I have just in these categories alone. Okay, let's let's not show off. So I'm excited just to get through more products and just continue to learn more about what I like, what I don't like. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Look forward to more declutters. I will be decluttering some harder categories because this is not even what I really need to declutter. I really need to declutter my lip products. But you know, right now, we're just gonna be happy that I got this far. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I do clutters pretty much seasonally right now, especially this year. I've just been really learning more about my makeup preference and my makeup techniques and all that. If you like indie reviews, indie brands, all of that jazz, go ahead and follow me. I do talk about a lot of indie brands, and next year I will slowly be reasonably purchasing more indie brand products to review for you guys on the chance that I am interested in them. But I think that's it, so I'm just gonna call it a day. I'll see you guys next time.